These brands are doing the same exact thing wrong. So we did a full audit. What's going on, guys? So here's the deal. I get flooded with fitness product ads all the time. Fat burners, sleep gummies, protein blends, you name it, it's on my feed. Why? Because I lead a creative agency for fitness and wellness brands, and the algorithm knows how to get me. Here's the thing that I find. 90% of these brands are doing the same exact thing wrong. They're trying to sell without ever earning attention, right? They're trying to sell without ever earning attention. Having a product is just not a strategy, guys. And here's the truth that most brands ignore. You think storytelling is just reserved for service-based businesses. No. Even Red Bull sells a product, but you don't see them ever leading with a can. Let that sit in. Red Bull sells a product, but you never and have never seen them leading with a can. Red Bull gives you wings. What a great tagline. There's a lot that we can learn from Red Bull. Fact of the matter is that most fitness e-comm brands, they just outright ignore top of the funnel. They slap a supplement in front of the audience and they just hope that it flourishes. There's no context, there's no build up, and there's no connection. I hate to say it, guys, you gotta invest a little bit more time into your storytelling. Now let me give you an example of a real client.
All right, story time.
So we've got a client, they have a brick and mortar business, and then they also have an e-comm business. Brick and mortar side, doing outstanding, right? They're doing phenomenal, revenue's great, business is flourishing. E-comm business, however, is suffering and underperforming. And they hired our creative agency, K's, to essentially help get their e-comm strategy in order. And initially, they came to us and they said, hey, we got a conversion problem. Don't know why. We're getting leads from the Bahamas, getting leads from a bunch of other places. What do we do? So it started off, Pikachu, hello. Okay. It started off with a conversion problem, but after we did our assessment and we looked through their Google Analytics, and are you gonna come up, bruv, or am I just gonna stay like this for the whole episode? Here you go, boom. So we did a full audit, and here's what we found. 25% year-on-year loss as it relates to leads. Revenue has been decreasing over the past 5 years on the e-comm side of the business. And above all, total number of unique site visitors and leads in the funnel is also drastically reducing. Therefore, we concluded it's not a conversion problem that you have. It is a brand awareness problem that you have. Your brick and mortar business it's known, right? Everybody comes in, they love you guys, you're a market leader, great. But your e-comm side, nobody knows you. You're not selling any stories. You don't even have clearly defined personas. And above all, when I look at your ads, all I'm seeing is a bunch of products. And then now couple this with another company that made its way to my feed. It's a fitness product. They do, I think it's like ankle weights type of thing. Just popped up on my feed out of nowhere. And the first thing that I do is just one doing like leg exercises with an ankle weight. There's no context given to the product. There's no story. And let me be clear. Storytelling is not only reserved for small and emerging brands. Storytelling is equally important for large brands. I want to know why you are doing what you are doing. I don't just want to see the end product, because let's be real, guys, in this day and age, there's very few things that exist that are truly unique. What is going to get a buyer to actually buy is resonance and relatability. Right? But we can only get to the resonance and relatability if we know who we are speaking to. And here's the second problem with most ads, is that there is no clear buyer persona. You're speaking to everybody, you're leading with the product, right? There's no affinity, there's no explanation as to why your product is different or why you created this product. Maybe you noticed a gap, or maybe you yourself had problems using existing products, but you're not giving me any of that context. All you're giving me is a silly little product and hoping that I buy it. All right, so that's just really not the way. So for this particular client that we're talking about, we've now created 3 crystal clear buyer personas. We've now created a whole story that relates to the products that they are selling, so that when buyers actually see these things appear on their feed, that we are leading with the pain points, we're leading with the problems, and we're using problem-led hooks in order to capture their attention. Here's the next problem. Most people, they don't lead with problem-based hooks, they lead with solution-based hooks. Here's an example. I couldn't sleep for 3 weeks and then I stopped using melatonin. After that, I stumbled upon blah, 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 and it was so great because of blah, 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 blah. But we started with the problem. I couldn't sleep for 3 weeks and then I stopped using blah, blah, blah. Instead, most people will be like, you should use this product because we have pioneered a formula that is designed to help you reduce body fat and blah-de-blah-de-blah, and it all leads with me, and me. Right? Nowhere here have you given context to the buyer. So here are a few things that you can do to build funnel awareness around your product. Number 1 is education. Right? Lead with the education. Awareness is all around the pain points and why your product exists to solve the needs of your personas. Right? So incorporate some product education into your top of the funnel, aka your brand awareness. Secondly, lifestyle/use case ads beyond just product demonstration. A product demonstration is not a lifestyle use case ad. You know, talk about how the product integrates into your morning, how easily and compact it is that it just fits into your back pocket, or how maybe if it's a fitness drink, how I don't need a cat. Frog Fuel is an example that is coming on my feed often. Love their product. They got a little rip thing, and then you just like swig your pre-workout, you're done, right? Nice, convenient, but these are the things that I want to see, because if I'm a busy gymmer, for example, and oh man, it's a freaking hassle, I gotta bring my bottle, I gotta bring my pre-workout, I gotta mix it up like I'm cooking something else, whip it. So yes, above all, make sure that you explain how your product fits into your buyer persona's lifestyle. Okay, now the third thing is story-driven success stories, not testimonials, but real success stories that talk about the struggles that our buyer persona had. There you go. You agree with that? Good. The struggles that our buyer personas endured that essentially led them to curing all of their problems in the world after they stumbled upon your product. But it shouldn't be a testimonial, because testimonials look staged, right? So make sure that when you are creating success stories, that they are actually leading with a story, not just, hey, I used this product, or I came into this gym, so great, I had the best experience ever. No, talk about the problems that you had before you found them. And it is your responsibility as the brand to be prompting the customer. Don't let the customer just run wild with their testimonial, right? Give them actual ammunition and a little bit of guidance. We don't want it to be scripted, but we at least want to give them the right prompts, because the customer otherwise is going to naturally just dive into talking about how great you are. But we want a little bit more of the backstory before they found you. Cool? Cool. Okay, so over here on this screen here, you're going to see the 4 common mistakes, right? Above all, we need to make sure that we are segmenting our audience properly, so that way we can ensure that our message is relating, okay? Most people confuse brand awareness for consideration stage. Don't do that, right? We've got 3 funnels that we need to check off: awareness, consideration, decision. I'm surprised I did that with one hand, kind of. We need to make sure that our content is checking off all of the boxes. Moral of the story, guys, if you got a fitness e-com product, do not lead with the product, please, right? And do not lead with solutions, right? Lead with problem-led hooks. The only way you're going to lead with problem-led hooks is if you clearly understand the pain points of your customer. And please, for the love of God, make sure that they are not generic. Make sure you don't use words like personalized, customized, comprehensive, cutting edge, boring, and played out. Cool. If you need some fitness e-com advice or a brand audit, just to pop the hood and see what's up, hit me up, drop a comment, and we'll link it up. Peace.